Konnichiwa Nagi-san here again, and today you might see that it's a bit better quality. That is because I've got a brand new phone because my previous one was stolen, so that's partly why I've not been doing videos, and secondly, there's not been a whole lot going on recently, so anyway, long story short, got a new phone. This is a Galaxy S2, it's got a 1080p recording feature. I'm not going to use that for the moment, I want to just see if this works. Anyway, today what I thought we'd have a look at is a Saturn. Now, it doesn't look like a Saturn, but I assure you, it's a Saturn, and I've got two. This is my one. This is one I recently bought. This is a Sega Saturn Model 2. You can tell the difference because this one, which is the Model 1, has oval buttons, and this one has circular buttons. And I'll get you up to speed on what I've done with this. Basically, what I've done is, you know how the DIN10 port, the AV port, is incredibly rare to find a plug, although you can buy the cables for like £10 a piece. Well, I decided I'm not going to deal with that, and I've decided to solder on a DE9 video connector. Now, this is using my own custom standard. It's not like you can plug in a cable from another system and it'll work, but this provides you with RGB, composite sync, and voltage, and stereo audio, which is great, and I've got no issues, and I've had no issues. This is just a very basic cable that I made to interface it up, and it's just a standard composite. That's because, I mean, I'm just testing it. I don't need to, I'm not keeping it. I should point out I do have a similar port on my other Saturn over here. It's tucked away in there. Sorry. And you see it's DE9, but they're not the same pin out, which is annoying because the way I wired that one is press fit connector, which made the pin out entirely different. Anyway, I digress. This here is a very interesting switch. In fact, these two are very interesting switches. This is a region switch, and it goes into a little circuit board just about there, which is basically a 7404 hex inverter, which is standard glue logic, and two 1K resistors, and basically it's set up in such a way so that I only have to use this one switch to change between regions, and the regions include Japan, American, and European. Sorry, I'm half asleep today. And yeah, so basically using any of this, I can trick the Saturn into thinking it's a NTSC model. It doesn't mean it outputs in NTSC. No, it still outputs in PAL, but it just thinks, the system software thinks it's in a different country. What's interesting is that the system software, although on the Japanese Saturn is completely different, it has a completely different intro, this doesn't care. You literally boot it up using that switch and it will just boot up first time, no issues. And this is a 50-60 Hz switch, and this is very nice. Basically, anyone who knows about the PAL NTSC thing in older consoles knows that these consoles run a bit slower in the power regions. It's only because, well, it's because the video setting for PAL originally was 50 Hz, and obviously now we've got PAL 60. So my TV is compatible with PAL 60. It's just, you know, it's not in Saturn's hardware to do PAL 60 by default. However, lifting up pin 79 on a IC, what was it, 14? It's the 160 pin chip. You can control whether it's 60 Hz or 50 Hz by just sending it ground or 5-volt signal. It's ground if you want it to be 50 Hz, and it's positive 5 volts if you want it to be 60. I'm telling you that now because I couldn't find it on the net. Well, I could, but you know, within a 20-minute search, I couldn't find much info. So I just did a bit of research myself, figured out that it's actually grounded on my on the stock console. So, you know, process of elimination. Grounded means 50 Hz, and positive means what's his name? 60 Hz. I'm not going to go into the entire details of this switch because I can't be bothered at the minute. But basically, the hex inverter just basically configures 3 jumpers, and I wanted to get away with just using one switch. Well, I got away with using one switch. I wanted to just get away with using a switch and no glue logic, but it wasn't. So you know, if the jumper settings were just right for me, I would have been able to do it, but it wasn't. Anyway, this Saturn, however, has an issue with the CD mech. I was told that the CD drive didn't read any discs. Now, what's weird is if I plug this in, okay, And don't touch any of this power supply when you've got this in, like I just did. And this switch is AC, so also be careful when touching it, because as long as you touch plastic, you're fine, but just, you know, be careful. Yeah, basically, it wouldn't read discs. Now, I've got Nightwish CD in there, because the thing is, on my Sonic 3D disc, it will start to play, but occasionally it'll crash, and occasionally when you try to play it on, oh wow, thank you camera, sorry, I just went really blurry then. Oh, has it got an autofocus? Oh, sweet! I love this ST already. I digress. Sorry. Basically, it would either sometimes be glitchy, or it wouldn't play the tracks properly. So, you know, and sometimes the Saturn would freeze. And I thought, oh god, that's the problem with my mods. No, Saturns are really weird. If they have a read error, they can either do one of the following. They can either just completely crash the program. They can either skip the track, or or more bizarrely, they're just not. You know, I mean, it's weird though, because this thing, you could turn it on. Since I've been messing about with it, you could turn it on, and it would start to do the boot intro, freeze, and then the boot intro would just loop, like the sound. It was really weird, but it is all to do with a disk drive. Really strange. Don't know why. But anyway, so yeah, what I've been doing is I've been greasing up the rails, cleaning the laser, adjusting the pot. And the reason this Nightwish CD is in here is because I'm going to leave this playing all through the whole CD, which is about 45 minutes, and if I hear this skip any time, at any point, clearly there's a problem with the laser, because this disc is in fantastic condition. I mean, it doesn't look like it, hello, but it is in good condition. So, I know if it plays all the way through, the laser in theory should be calibrated, and I mean, I might be able to get you to see the problem with it, but yeah, so yeah, I thought I'd go through that. The reason I'm doing all this to this Saturn and not my own is because I'm going to sell this Saturn, but obviously I can't sell it with a faulty CD drive. And I could buy a new laser, but I know you can calibrate the, well, not calibrate, but readjust the laser's pot, and it should fix it. And I've done that many times on a 360, so I'm not going to give up too easily with this one. You'll notice I've not got the cover on, but I don't need it on. You know, the disc is spinning freely without me having to. You know, without any problems. This switch here is taped so that it'll always be closed, and you know, this is using the same trick that you could do on the PS1 to convince the PS1 to drive the door shut. My settings, however, are they're set to European and 50 and 60. Oh, they're set to 60 Hertz. This is weird. It says on the console it's outputting NTSC, but it's not. It's actually outputting PAL. There's nothing I can do to this console easily to make it output NTSC, but you know, it's just because it's going to 60 Hertz. It thinks, oh, it must be NTSC. Actually, I'll show you that. Yeah, I'll take the disc out. In fact, no, I don't need to. No, let's turn it on and see what happens, shall we? Oh, oh, yep, there we go. Sorry, my phone messed up a bit then. Oh, bright light. I kind of prefer the Japanese BIOS where it doesn't the sort of curvy S. I really like it. In fact, I have a keyring somewhere with that on it because I was bored. Checking the disc format. Oh, there we go. 13 tracks, 73 minutes. Oh, 73. I'll be waiting a while longer. So let's go into the system settings. And you'll notice it says down there NTSC V1.01A. NTSC means what it's outputting, which is 60 Hertz in this case, and C actually means it's outputting in. It's actually set to European mode, and which is quite cool. It means that switch you can get it so that if you change it, it will actually read the game fine. It's going back to a weird thing with Sega where they will let you use. They'll just have the same motherboard, but they'll just change the jumper to configure the system. You know, it's the same on the Mega Drive. I'm not sure if it's the same on the Master System, but you know, definitely on the Saturn. They finally changed that tactic on the Dreamcast, where you actually have to flash the BIOS to change it. Anyway, I'm digressing again. So yeah, but yeah, NTSC, but this is definitely a PAL machine because my TV does not support NTSC. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to play it with this video playing because I've already gotten in trouble for uploading my own creation of planet hell for whatever reason. So yeah, basically I'm going to test this out, and then maybe at another day I'll report back. But I thought I'd give you a hint of what I'm doing recently. I've actually got several of these Saturns coming in to be fixed. Oh, I love that. Sorry, the auto white balance and the automatic contrast. You could probably see my fingerprints if you really wanted to, but anyway, I digress. Sorry, I'm loving this phone at the minute. Anyway, yeah. So I thought I'd give you an update of what I'm doing, and maybe give you a bit of info about these machines. I probably will go and do a tutorial on how you do this stuff in future, but as for now, I hope you've enjoyed watching and found it informative. And yeah, well, thank you for watching.